Hi guys, in today's lesson, I'm starting with complex numbers. So let's begin with it. What are complex numbers? बहुत ध्यान से मेरी बात सुनना। बचपन में √4 का आंसर was 2, √8. How you used to find out the answer? Guys, prime factorization. 2 fours are, 2 twos are, and 2 ones are. It's going to become 2 into 2 into 2. So that's going to become √4, which will come out as single 2. And I'll be left like this, 2 √2. But in calculator, under root -4 till this date was told math error. You can write this in your calculator and you'll feel the same thing. Now here comes the complex number. What is complex number? Under root -1 is iota. Under root -1 is what? Iota. Okay, now can I write like this? Under root -4 is equal to under root 4 into under root -1. This will become 2 iota. Here, it's going to become under root 8 into under root -1. What's the answer of under root 8? It's 2 under root 2 into iota. That's 2 under root 2 iota. Got this, guys? So now we are clear with what are complex numbers. Let's proceed further. So I know I is what? Under root -1. What will be I squared? That means under root -1 whole square. That's -1. What will be I cube? It's going to be I squared into I. That will be -1 into I. That's minus I. What will be I power 4? It's going to be I square into I square. That's -1 into -1. That's 1. Got this? Now, what's the standard form of complex numbers? It's A plus B iota. What's A? The real number, and that's the x-axis. And B is the imaginary number, that's what? Y-axis. The x-axis and y-axis wala part will be clearer to you in organ diagrams. Now we are beginning with the first point of section 1, that's conjugate. What's conjugate? It means opposite sign of imaginary part. It's denoted by this sign, or any other sign that's mentioned in the question. So what will be the conjugate of 3 plus 4 iota? It's going to be 3 minus 4 iota. What will be the conjugate of -2 minus 3 iota? It's going to be -2 plus 3 iota. What will be the conjugate of half minus 3 upon 2 iota? It's going to be half plus 3 upon 2 iota. Now, what will be the conjugate of this 2? There is no I. That 0 iota will become -0 iota. What will be the conjugate of 3 iota? It's going to be -3 iota. So are you clear with the first point? That's what? Conjugate. X plus iy becomes what? X minus iy. Let's move to the second point of section 1. So guys, जब आपको 2 roots दी हुई होती and you are supposed to form a quadratic equation, how do you make that? So I shift this here, x minus 3, and I shift this 2 here, x minus 2. Now, can I multiply this x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6? So it's going to become what? X square minus 5x plus 6. This is one way. What's the other way? So there is one trick. That's what? X square minus sum of root x plus product of root. Okay, so now x square minus what's the sum of 2 and 3? That's 5. So minus 5x plus what's the product of 2 and 3? It's 6. Do you get this? Are we getting the same equation? So why I'm telling you this? So whenever I see two complex number and I need to form a quadratic equation, how will I do that? Instead of doing this method, x minus 1 minus 3 iota, then x minus 1 plus 3 iota, then multiplying it x square minus x plus 3xi minus x plus 1 minus 3i minus 3xi plus 3i plus minus 9i square. So this and this cancels out. So x square minus x makes what? Minus 2x plus 3i minus 3i cancels out. Now minus 9i square and plus 1. So guys, what's I square? It's minus 1. So it's going to become what, bache? Plus 9. So plus 9 plus 1 makes what? 10. Sir, what's the easy way out? So easy way out इसका ये बच्चे x square minus what's the sum of the roots? 1 plus 3 iota plus 1 minus 3 iota. You added both roots. This and this cancel out. Minus 2x. Then what's the product of both roots? 1 plus 3 iota, 1 minus 3 iota. So 1 square minus 3i whole square. That's 1 minus 9i square. That's 1 plus 9. That's what? 10. Am I getting the same answer? So it's easier this way, right, बच्चों? सर इसका यूज कहाँ होगा? इसका यूज आपका रिमाइंडर फैक्टर थ्योरम वाले क्वेश्चन में बहुत ज्यादा होगा. उस पर भी हम आएंगे. So I'm clear with the first and second part of section 1. Now let's move to the third part. Third part is addition and subtraction of complex number. It's really simple. In part 1, I need to add z1 plus z2. Let's do that. 3 plus 5 iota plus 2 plus 6 iota. If I add this, it's going to become 5 plus 11 iota. Now let's subtract this. 3 plus 5 iota minus 2 plus 6 iota. So I'm going to write like this. 3 plus 5i minus 2 minus 6i. So it's going to become 3 minus 2, 1, and 5i minus 6i is minus I. So it's real part added to real part, and the imaginary part add or subtracted to imaginary part. That's it. Let's do part B. It says we need to add z1 and z2. So first real part 2 plus 3 iota. Then z1 minus z2. So how will I write in a standard form? Minus 2 plus 3 iota. That's the rule. Because first it's real part, then it's imaginary part. So I hope you guys are clear with the third point of complex number also. So let's move to the fourth point, that's multiplication. Let's do that. 2 into I makes what? 2i plus I into I makes what? I square. Now what's the value of I square? I know it's minus 1. So it's going to be minus 1 plus 2 iota. How will I expand this? Sir, by a identity. It's going to be 2 square plus 2 into 2 into 3i plus 3i whole square. So that's 4 plus 12i plus 9i square. What does I square means? Minus 1. So it's going to be 9 minus 1. So what's 4 minus 9 is? Minus 5 plus 12 iota. Do you get this? Let's move to the third question. So 2 plus 3 iota whole cube. Can I break this like this? 2 plus 3i whole square and 2 plus 3i. Now, do I know the answer of 2 plus 3i whole square? Minus 5 plus 12i multiplied by 2 plus 3i. Now let's multiply. Minus 5 into 2 is what? Minus 10. Minus 5 into 3i is what? Minus 15 iota. Plus 12i into 2 is what? 24i. Plus 12i into 3i is what? 36i square. What does I square means? Minus 1. So it's going to become minus 10 minus 15 plus 24 makes 9 iota plus 36 minus 1. So minus 10 minus 36 is minus 46 plus 9 iota. Got this? Now part B. 3 plus 4 iota and 3 minus 4 iota. Guys, what's the identity? A plus B and A minus B is what? A square minus B square. So it's going to be 3 square minus 4i whole square. That's 9 minus 16i square. 9 minus 16 into minus 1. That makes 25. Do you get this? So my answer will be 25. That's it. Got this? Now last question of multiplication. So it's going to become 2i cube plus 3i power 4. What's I cube? It's minus I. We did on the first page. And what's I power 4? It's positive 1. So can I write like this 3 minus 2 iota? So guys, at this point, we are clear with the first 4 points of section 1. Let's move to the division part of section 1. So now, in the division part, we need to multiply by a conjugate. So the rule is that complex number can't come in a denominator. And in order to remove complex number from a denominator, I need to multiply by its conjugate. इस प्रोसेस को हम rationalization कहते हैं. So you multiply the conjugate in numerator and denominator both. So now it's going to become 7 plus I and 1 plus I divide by 1 square minus I square. Now let's multiply. 7 into 1 is what? 7 plus 7 into I is what? 7I plus I into 1 is what? I plus I into I is what? I square. And in the denominator, it will become 1 minus I square. Now, what's the value of I square? Minus 1. So 7 minus 1 makes what? 6 plus 8 iota 1 minus minus 1. That makes 6 plus 8 iota upon 2. Can you simplify this? 6 upon 2 plus 8i upon 2. So it's going to become what? 3 plus 4 iota. Do you get this? Let's do one more question of division. Let's begin. So guys, there can't be complex number in the denominator. In that case, you multiply with its conjugate. 1 plus 2 iota and 1 plus 2 iota. Now, 2 into 1 makes what? 2. 2 into 2 iota makes what? 4i. 6i into 1 makes what? 6i. 6i into 2i makes what? 12i square. Divide by 1 minus 2 iota and 1 plus 2 iota will become 1 square minus 2I whole square. Now, guys, it's going to become 2 plus 12I square becomes what? Minus 1 plus 10 iota divide by 1 minus 4I square. So now 2 minus 12 plus 10I divide by 1 minus 4 minus 1. So 2 minus 12 is minus 10 plus 10 iota divide by 5. So minus 10 upon 5 makes what? 2. And 10I upon 5 makes what? 2. So my answer will be minus 2 plus 2 iota. We're going to end the first lesson here. In the second lesson, I'll be covering more parts of section 1. Till then, take care. Bye.